Hi, this is MiGMan. It's October 2019 and this is the first vlog, or vlog as people call it these days, about the Flight Sim Museum. Flight Sim Museum started in 1998 with just a few pages, and it's grown to be quite a lot bigger now. So let me just give you a quick overview of it, and every few days or every week I'll post an update in this same YouTube channel. Okay, so here's the home page, a little bit about me. You can read that at your leisure. Down here we see a link to some of my activities in the press, ABC Television, Australia's national broadcaster. It's quite entertaining. I was keynote speaker at Australia's first ever Flight Sim Expo back in 2005. And interviews with Microsoft producers, all kinds of fun stuff. These indexes are being updated all the time as I go through the archives and tag everything properly so it displays in the new database driven engine which I put together last January. Okay, here's the main sections. Flyable aircraft. So what I've done is organise the museum according to what Flight Sim fans most often want to know. And one of the first questions we ask is, what can I fly? So here we go, flyable aircraft, and we'll get a list alphabetically by sim showing you what's flyable. Click on this link, we should get into the sim exhibit itself. No, we don't. We get into the flyable aircraft list. Sorry. Not to worry, I'll fix that later. Let's try ATF, very old exhibit. Look at the graphics. Here we go. Now we click on this little eject button down the bottom and we should get back to the exhibit index. Yeah, there we go. 1996. Exhibit was put together in 1998. And I hope that makes sense. Leave comments below in the video if it doesn't, or even if it does. Okay, so flyable aircraft. Listed by sim, index not yet complete, but it's reasonably extensive. Is letter A, B, C, D, etc. What's the last one? At the moment, okay, it's videos about UH-1s which are flyable in simulations. Okay, interesting. F-14 Tomcat, what happens when we click on that? Well, we get nothing. Okay, still a lot of broken links. I'm the maintenance guy, so blame me. Now, at the top of some of these indexes you'll see these MFD type buttons which are modelled on FA-18 Super Hornet kind of style MFD because I think it's cool. And so we get related indexes. This is the one we're on, aircraft flyable. You can see at the top, aircraft flyable. And aircraft should show us all the aircraft in the museum. Let's see, here we go. Yep. No pictures, just to speed up, it's a very simple index, A to Z. I was intending to list all the aircraft in the world on this. There's about 32,000 I found out. But I thought that was a bit ridiculous. And this is not Wikipedia, it's meant to be useful to Flight Sim fans. So I'm just adding aircraft to the index as I find them in sims. So you won't find every aircraft in the world here. You can find that elsewhere. F-105, is that flyable? Yeah, but the index is not working properly yet. Plenty of bugs like that. What about F-15? And yep, here we've got some results. Oh yeah, Aeroflow FS2, that's pretty new. F-15 by Janes, F-15 Strike Eagle 1, 2, 3, real F-15s. So everything F-15 IRL in real life and simulated will show up on this index And after a while you get to work out how to type the URLs in. They're pretty intuitive. Aircraft organisations, cities, air forces, software, people, and then lowercase, the name of the thing you're looking for. But there's other ways to find them, as we find out. So here we've got home, aircraft, and flyable aircraft. Sims. Now this is going to default to combat sims because they're my favourite. But I've created some handy buttons here to other ways you might want to look at sims. Like all of them? Maybe not. Pre-1980, what's there? Not much you'd think, but you'd be surprised. Here we go. Atari, 1977. Calculator sims. Then there are other exhibits, but they're just not showing up here yet. 1980s combat. That's when I got into it. 3D helicopter sim, afterburner, arcades. Now this index is not giving us a hyperlink yet, so we'll look at that. But these are exhibits in the museum. Carrier Command, that was an oldie but a goodie. So 1980s, quite a bit going on there, but I'd better fix those links. 1990s combat, let's see if that works. Probably not. No. Okay, I'll fix that. But the exhibits are there. And quite a lot happened in the 1990s. Actually, it was a good time. Okay. So you can drill down into that. And civil, of course, civil host sims by decade, add-ons by decade. Not so big on the add-ons here. We're more into host sims. Now, checklists. This is one of the original ideas I had behind the museum, was to make it useful when you're flying a sim. So if you've got a tablet or a laptop or a second computer next to you as you fly, you can click on this and eventually you'll find checklists for many of your favourite sims, and they'll come up looking a bit MFD like, once again, with the steps you need to do, in this case to conduct aerial refuelling in your Eurofighter, or at least in EF 2000 and its associated sims. Sometimes we have PDFs here. Here we go. Key commands for enemy engaged and broken link. Yeah. Bad example. Try another one that might work. This one, because I only put it up a couple of nights ago. F-16 Maloroy fighter. How do I work that FLIR? There it is. How cool is that? There's your manual right next to you. You don't have to save it on your hard drive. You can just access it from the museum. F-18 Hornet. This is one of the early ones I did. So, and the key presses, you'll notice, are highlighted. Makes it pretty easy to follow the checklist. Okay. Who's this? Mark Bearwick. Helped me on the correct engine start sequence. That's right. Or maybe that was left. Start engine right. Yeah. Okay. Right, so where are we? Checklists. So let's go back. Home key. Flyable aircraft, air combat sims by default. Checklists for those sims. People in the museum. Authors, pilots, fans, programmers, producers, listed alphabetically with call signs where applicable. I wonder if this one will work. Yep. Pictures are not working yet. My good friend Chino interviewed Gabby Goreski, read his book, and had a few interesting things to say about the experience. Sometimes you'll get pilots down here. Actually, I'll find my uncle. Let's search for Inglis, and we get Keith Inglis. Passed away a few months ago. One of the first Commonwealth forces in the Korean War. And here we are, the golden years, as Brock called it. And there he is, holding a rocket in what looks like a dangerous manner, but I guess it's just all in a day's work for these fellows. Good looking chap. 1953 in Korea. So all kinds of stuff under people. So aircraft, sims, checklists, people, organisations. So here we're going to have publishers, developers, manufacturers, air forces, all kinds of organisations just listed alphabetically. De Havilland, here we go, what we find there. Hopefully, yep, some of their aircraft featured in the museum. Here's a Vampire from Combat Flight Sim 3. And so it goes on. There's a video of me buzzing around in a Comet. See if this works. Yep. Very short video, you'll notice, because I was doing these videos, a lot of them before YouTube was a thing, and we were on dial-up. So a 17-second video would be about wait for the jug to boil, maybe mow the lawn, then come back and watch it. Okay, so organisations. Now, this is the high-powered button. This is the really powerful page. So once again, I've got some presets at the top for you, which I think the same ones were on the sim page. Search box, powered by Google, work extremely well. But down here, all the topics and tags, there's about 300 so far in the museum, all with their own index. Let's click the last one, World War II, and we'll get all the World War II sims and videos and aircraft that have been tagged so far in the aircraft. World War II ships, targets, simulators. One of my misadventures, I would say. So lots of topics. So what you'll do is bookmark your favourite topics. But search engine, let's look for Air Forces. Control F, Air Force, there we go. And we should get on this index articles about Air Forces in the museum. A lot of IRL stuff here in real life. Yep. But also, next to that, here are Air Forces all, and by country. And pretty thorough, aren't I? This is cool. Air Forces all, and loading should be all the flags. That's cool. Now, there's a whole lot of them. There's about 200. Let's see what happens if we click on the world's best Air Force. And we'll see every appearance of the world's best Air Force from world's best country right there in the museum. Almost. It's actually not the Air Force, it's just the country. Anyway, work in progress. There's a RAF story. There's a RAF story. There's a few. A lot of these are my playlists, curated playlists from YouTube. I've got about 300 at the moment, I think. So it's all starting to work. Hope it makes sense. Any comments or questions, leave them below and I'll try to address them. And until then, check 6, and I'll see you in the skies.